What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here with my guy, Chris Ruffolo, as we continue to cook up this WNBA action, man. Got 4 games tonight, Chris. Money making Friday. I'm ready to cook this shit up. What's happening, brother? How you doing today?
Yeah, doing all right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm ready to make some money today. The lines aren't the most attractive. Let's be realistic with it. There are some ugly lines on the board today, but that's why we're here to try to break them down and see if there is any value to be found. And I think that there could be. So yeah, let's make some money. I'm ready to do it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I cashed my WNBA play of the night last night with Indiana Fever. It was a sweat. We cashed by half a point, but a cash is a cash. Green is green. We're 4-2 on that play to start the season, and I'm looking to cash another one tonight. Like you said, the lines aren't the most attractive, but somebody's got to win. Somebody got to cover. And I'm here to let you guys know my thoughts and who I think it will be. So, ready, man?
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
Let's do the damn thing. First game on the board. Got the Minnesota Lynx. 16.5 point home favorites over the Connecticut Sun. Total 159.5. How you feeling?
Yeah, I got to roll with the Lynx. Here it is a big number, but realistically, the Lynx have, shown that they are warranted of being big favorites here. This line is starting to swell in Minnesota's favor, and realistically, if you look at the grand scheme of things the last couple seasons, big favorites haven't done that well in the WNBA, but the Connecticut Sun showed me last time out when they had to make the step up in competition against the Las Vegas Aces, and you come out and lose by 25, that this team, I think, is going to be in rebuild mode. The Minnesota Lynx, we talked about it, and unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of it with the Dallas against the Dallas Wings, but this is a Minnesota team that pretty much ran it back from last year's team that led the WNBA in defensive efficiency at home. I think that the Lynx put the butt whooping on the Sun here. I think this whoopings are going to be something that the Suns see a lot this season. So I think the Lynx are the first of many. Give me the Lynx here.
I'm with you. I don't really have any disagreements with anything you said. I'm on the Lynx. I'm laying it here in this one as well. I think the Lynx are the second best team in the league. Liberty 1A, Lynx 1B. I think the Connecticut Sun are going to take a drastic step back this season. We saw them get blitzed in their last game by the Las Vegas Aces, and I think something similar is going to happen here. The Lynx, I know they didn't look great in that last game against the Dallas Wings, but you got to also remember that was a revenge game for the Wings here, coming off the game that was closer than expected, closer than it should have been for Minnesota at home Friday night. I believe they handle business. I know the vibes in Minnesota aren't all that high after their Timberwolves are now down 0-2. But I think the Lynx give them a little something to smile about tonight with a dominant home win. I'm going to lay it here with the Lynx. Keep it rolling, man. Speaking of the Aces, they're 14.5 point home favorites tonight. They got the Mystics rolling in, total 165. The Mystics, they've been good to start the season. We'll give them some credit. They beat the Dream, they beat the Sun, and then they turn around and lost to the expansion team, the Valkyries. Who are the Mystics is the multi-million-dollar question. I think we get a pretty good answer of that tonight. They're still the Mystic. They're still a bottom-tier WNBA team as far as I'm concerned. They have talent. The future's slightly bright, but in the step-up games against the best teams in this league, more often than not, I think they're going to get beat up and blown out. They've had a fortunate schedule to start the season. Tonight, I think the Aces show them there's levels to this shit. There's a reason why the Aces are and have been a staple in the WNBA. You can run into issues and trouble laying huge numbers with the Aces, kind of like Chris was alluding to a minute ago, which does make me slightly nervous. But tonight, I honestly believe they handle business. I see this as a likely 20-plus point blowout. I'm going to lay the points here with the Aces. How you feeling?
Yeah, I think I'm with you here. Didn't love how the the Aces looked, or sorry, pardon me, the Mystics looked against the Valkyries. Like you said, it was a game where Golden State, I think, started the game by shooting like 0 for 16 from three, and the Mystics still find a way to lose that game. Um, just not something I'm looking to get on board with. Historically, the Mystics actually have been a profitable underdog against the Aces, but where they have been at their best has actually been in Washington. But the last couple trips they've had to Vegas, we've seen this team get crushed time and time again, and I just have my concerns with this Mystics team. I just think that there is just a step up in class here, and I think the Aces get it done. So I'm with you on Vegas.
2 for 2, Chris. We're in agreement. Keep it rolling. We got the Valkyries. The expansion team is what we like to call them. They're on the road versus the Los Angeles Sparks. Sparks 10.5-point home favorites. Total 159.5. Sparks got your favorite player over there now, man. Kelsey Plum. Does she and company do enough to cover against the expansion team?
I think they do enough to win. I don't think they do enough to cover. I think that the Valkyries may have some confidence here after after their first win in franchise history. Even though I was admittedly on the other side of it, I do think they have something here. As long as they can start hitting some shots, they're going to have to, because the Sparks do have a firecracker, like you said, in Kelsey Plum, because realistically, she could go off for 25 points, 4 threes, have a bunch of assists on any given night. You have a playmaker like that, she can feed everybody. You got to be able to sort of get in front of that. But we've seen a lot of times in the WNBA this season, we've seen a couple of quick rematch spots, and a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times, the team that didn't cover the first meeting at least makes it more respectable the second time around. So I'm going to roll with the Valkyries and the points in this one.
I'm rolling with the Valkyries in this one as well. I know the Sparks came out and blitzed them first game of the season in Golden State. But I really like what I saw from the Valkyries in that last game. You know, that was encouraging to see them come out and get their first win as a franchise. I feel like the Sparks are overrated and overvalued. Yes, they are the better basketball team. Yes, they have the better players and the more household names. I don't know if this is a team that is worthy enough of laying double digits. This is a Sparks team that was still one of the worst in the WNBA last season. They did improve. How much did they improve is the multi-million-dollar question. And this early in the season, I'm not willing to pay this much of a premium with the Sparks. So I know it's an expansion team. I know we don't have a whole lot of data on who they are and what they're going to do. I said last time they played, I probably should take them in this game, and I'm going to say the same thing here. I feel like I probably should be putting some money on the Valkyrie tonight. That's the way I lean. I'm gonna grab the points here in this one, Chris. Last game of the night, man. We got the Seattle Storm, 5.5-point home favorites over the Phoenix Mercury. Total in this one sitting at 158.5. If you're an OG here of the WNBA Layup session, then you know how much I truly love the Seattle Storm at home at the crib. They are my Denver Nuggets of the WNBA. If you know me, if you watch the jam session, you know I say about the Nuggets all the time. They go stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib. And unless I'm giving a clear and concise reason to fade them, I'm rocking with them. And that's how I feel about Seattle. And, you know, Seattle, a huge basketball town. They lost their Supersonics. They show up and they show out for the Seattle Storm. This is the Seattle Storm's first game of the season. This is their home opener. I think they blitzed the Mercury tonight. I think they absolutely blitzed them. I'm going to lay the points here with the Storm in this one. I trust them. It's a bounce-back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game. As the Mercury beat up on them 81-59, first game of the season in Phoenix. I'm just playing the spot. I'm just playing the angle. Love betting Seattle in Seattle, and I think tonight they get their revenge. I'm going to lay the points. Chris, how you feeling?
Yeah, remember how I talked about the revenge game and I said almost all teams that it applies to? I don't think it applies here. we're going to be on opposite sides in this one. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out, but I just don't trust the Seattle Storm yet. I understand that the Seattle Storm have been one of our money making teams. Like you said, they are our Denver Nuggets. At home, they play their best basketball. But this is their first home game without Jewel Lloyd. I need to see that this home court advantage carries over for them going back home without a player that was scoring 20 points a game, if not more. Because it's a big loss, and you could see it the first time these two teams met. Now, granted, it is going to be the Mercury's first road game of the season, but they are second in the WNBA in defensive efficiency, mainly because they held the Storm below 60 points in that first meeting. But for me, right now, I just trust getting more than a possession with the Mercury here. I think if the Storm win this one, I think it's a 3-4 point win. I think it's going to be just a very physical, lower scoring matchup. So I like the Mercury, and I like the under.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Covered all 4 games for y'all tonight, man. Money making night in the WNBA. We appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch us. Of course, all we ask is that you smash that like button for us. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. You can follow me at Parlay Guy J on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow Roof at Ruff the Pickdawgz on Twitter. Tonight, of course, I do have a WNBA play of the night. I'm 4-2 on that play to start the season. Looking to make it 5-2 tonight. I like tonight's WNBA card, so I'll probably have another play in there as well. So be on the lookout for that tonight, man. Trying to keep some momentum rolling in the WNBA. Chris, what you got going tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I got a lot of baseball. Got a couple basketball plays on the premium side, but I do have a WNBA play of the day up for sale. Like, you know what? The play that I would have put in, I kind of left off the last couple days. I said I'm not leaving it off anymore. So I got that on the board, and try to make some money with it today. I also got that as part of my Hoops and Homers 5-pack with a ton of MLB and that WNBA play of the day. So make sure you check it out. Pair us up. We can make you some money headed into a loaded weekend of action.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Couldn't have said it better myself, my man. We appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch us. See y'all tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it a money-making Friday. Right here. Peace.